MARO is a statewide network of mission-driven businesses that serve individuals with disabilities and other barriers to community access.
I've worked with MARO Employment and Training Fund for a good 20 years. On this particular day, I was attending a board meeting, which I normally do on an annual basis. During a board meeting, there's a lot of different business of the fund discussed, and we were talking about claims at that particular time. This one claim came up. They wanted to raise the reserve significantly to cover the cost of the pharmacy for this person long term.
The board meeting, to place it in time, is taking place about 11 years after the original injury. It was obvious that this had become a complicated case and with not much of a positive outlook for resolution for the employee or the employer.
Even though it had not been reported to MECC, was not in our layer, I knew from my experience and our medical director's experience that we would be able to offer an alternative treatment program for this person and perhaps have a better outcome.
So this was an alternative that was proposed to provide residential treatment to address both the chronic pain and the dependency on the medication, which was a little bit of an outside-the-box approach.
As a claim analyst, once the claim has been reviewed, the primary focus at that point is to look at what resources we have internally that can benefit this claim.
We determined that the claimant would be a great candidate for functional restoration. This would help restore the function and stop focusing on a pain generator or treating the pain, but treating the entire person.
If it's a benefit to the claimant and it's the right thing for us to do to improve that claimant's quality of life and help them move on with their life after a serious claim, then Midwest is willing to invest in that and make that happen.
When the claimant was admitted, the functional score was 48% out of 100%. And within a couple of weeks, that functional score increased to 90%.
I think the end outcome, first and foremost for the individual, was an increased quality of life and a return to work, with not only the increased wage earning capacity that comes along with that, but the dignity and self-esteem that comes from employment.
They were absolutely thrilled, as were the trustees of the board. They felt that without the Midwest team working on this case, that we would not have had the outcome on this particular claim that we did have.
As a consequence of the actions that were taken by MARO, their third-party administrator, and Midwest Employers, we're able to resolve the case in its totality for a mere fraction of the exposure. The early identification process has the ability to help every individual involved in the case. That includes the claimant, the insured, the third-party administrator, and Midwest Employers. It allows Midwest to engage earlier in that process so that you don't have a runaway train, so that you don't have a claimant who's already past the point of no return. It allows you to help those claimants, to help those insureds before they reach that point.
We have a mission-driven interest in enhancing quality of life, and that extends to our workers' compensation coverage programs as well. And I think early intervention creates that awareness. We promote quality of service, we believe in it, we're committed to it, and our partnership with Midwest is a great example of how that benefits not only the fund, but our member organizations as well.